Hi everybody, my name is Kearney, and I got here because my story is that I cheated on my husband and I left him for another man. And the man left his wife for me, and it was turmoil all the way through, but I ain't that chick no more, so we don't have to worry about that.
I ain't that chick.
It's about self-empowerment. It's about self-awareness. It's about self-respect. Welcome back to another episode of I Ain't That Chick. It's Natay, and I am here with talk show host, speaker, author, mom, and now friend, Miss Kearney.
Yes.
Welcome to I Ain't That
Hi.
Chick. So now listen, I met you at Ladies Night Out, and
Yes.
you stood up and told a bit of your story, and I was literally standing there with my mouth open. You were married
Yes.
for a couple of years. Now I want you tell us your story because nobody can tell it the way that you can tell it.
I got married in 1991 when I was
Okay.
21 years old.
Okay. Young?
Very young.
Do you think you were ready for marriage?
No,
No?
I don't think I was ready for marriage, but it was just, we grow up with this fairy tale of,
Get
I want to
married.
get married, have kids, and live with the white picket fence, but it just doesn't always go that way.
Okay.
So in my marriage, 10 years into, no, not 10 years, my son is 15. Yeah, when my son was born, really early on when my 15-year-old was born, somebody else ran into an old friend of mine.
Okay. All
And
right.
they got his number and they gave it to me.
Okay, wait, back up. Now, were you happily married? Was the marriage
Yes,
good?
I was happily married. What the problem really was within the marriage is that my ex-husband was a workaholic.
Okay.
And as women, we communicate different with men.
Yes.
Our thing is we want attention.
Time and attention, yes.
But he was raised in a home where he was with his mother and father. He has 6 brothers and 6 sisters by the same parents. And they were very structured. The mother stayed home. She was the nurturer, the mom. The father went to work. He was the
Okay.
provider, the protector, and he in a disciplinary.
So
and
that's
they
what
were
he
taught.
was doing.
Yes.
He was providing. Okay.
And they were taught that the man goes to work and provides for the family. And if you work, you got to work, you got to handle that. Okay. So I was raised in a different household. And I tell people all the time, you have to have these conversations about the person's lens of how they were brought up. Because I was raised in a house with my mom, and it was partying all the time. I lived with my stepfather and my mom, and it was a lot going on. It was abuse in the home. It was drinking in the home. It was partying in the home. So to come in with a man who had structure, I thought that was crazy.
Okay, you weren't used to that.
I was like, he ain't no fun.
He ain't no fun. So fun for you was like partying and doing all your thing and all of
Yes.
that. Okay, but now did you know that while you were dating him?
He kind of sort of got more serious after we got married because the pressures of being a husband and a father a person like him will make him more structured. My kids got to eat. They got to have this. The house has to be like this. Very structured.
Wow.
And I just wanted to have fun.
You wanted to hang out. But first of all, you were young and you should have been hanging out.
Yes.
At what, 21?
Really 25 after I had my son is when, I was still good. Maybe when I was 35 is when I started saying, I really haven't lived.
Okay. So now take me up to, you said a friend. A friend saw an old friend?
Yeah, a friend saw an old friend.
Okay.
And got his number.
Was it an old boyfriend or something?
We were just old friends.
Just old friend, okay.
Yeah, it was old friend. We were good friends, but we hung out, we had fun together back when we were friends.
Okay.
And she ran into him, got his number, and gave it to me, and I don't curse, but all hell broke loose after that.
Immediately, or it took some time?
It took a little time,
Okay.
but once we got in contact with each other and it started to be fun, all hell broke loose after that.
So what do you mean by all hell broke loose?
Cheating started.
Cheating?
Infidelity.
Okay, wait, let me back up. Because now the first time you talked to him on the telephone, did you feel, women, our heart gets all excited.
Yes.
Did you feel that? Maybe
Yes.
that's something you weren't feeling in your marriage?
Yes. Well, I mean, it was like attention. And that's what we all want, attention.
Yeah.
Before we get married, we all need to have counseling. And in our community, the African American community, that's not really that normal.
No.
Unless you're raised in the church family, you may get some counseling from the church. But I encourage people to get counseling so that you understand the depth of marriage, because we are in a society right now where, if it don't work, I'll just get a divorce.
I'm done.
No, but if we sat down and had counseling and my ex-husband and I had the conversations that we needed to have, like talking about how we were raised, how do you want to raise the kids, how do you spend money, are you good with money? These are things that will dissolve your marriage.
Right, and you guys didn't talk about that.
No, we talk about anything.
Okay, but you guys were young also.
Very young.
You're very young. Okay.
Yes.
So now the new friend comes back into the picture and you're on the phone and he's complimenting complimenting you. He's saying stuff to you. He's getting your attention. I mean, and I see you grinning and Trey, tell me one thing he said that made you say, "Oh my God."
It wasn't really anything in particular that he said. It was just the things that he wanted to do. It was fun. Let's go hang out. Let's go dancing. You know, let's go out drinking. Let's go out partying.
Now, did your husband know you were going out drinking and partying and dancing?
Not with him.
Not with him, but so you just made
it was a lot. It was lies. It was a whole lot of lies going on.
Okay.
Girl.
Okay. Did you feel bad about?
Of course I did. I'm not dead. I mean, you know, I have feelings and emotions and I care. It was just that when we get caught up in the mess. And the thing about it is, I tell women all the time, because you know I do my show Woman to Woman. I tell women all the time, it's never too late to make a U-turn. See, when we make one bad choice, we just snowball it. Instead of turning around and saying, I messed up. Okay, let me stop this because I messed up.
But were you ready to say, you know?
It was a few times I was ready to, but I thought I had gone too far.
Okay.
So I said, instead of hurting my ex, because I love him. Like,
and this was the husband at the time?
My husband, yeah. Instead of hurting my husband, I would rather leave than take away his options to be with somebody who would treat him the way that he deserved to be treated. Because he's a good
guy.
Person. He's a good man. But like I said, being raised the way I was raised in a home where my mother was with my stepfather, who was married to somebody else.
Wow, so this was your norm. It
really was.
It was your norm. Not that it was okay, but it was your norm.
It was what I learned.
It was what you learned. Wow.
And people don't understand that. In the back of our minds as children, what you lived is what you know. So when you start doing things that are not what you're supposed to do in somebody else's mind, it's like, well, why is this not okay? My mother did it.
Right.
My mother.
That was your blueprint.
Yeah, I love my mother. Like, she's the bomb. I mean, she has made some really bad decisions.
Right.
And my mom had she was an alcoholic and a drug addict. And it was secret. And there was a lot of secrets in our house. But I learned from her, and I forgive my mom. God rest her soul, in his Breast Cancer Awareness Month. She died from breast cancer 10 years ago. But I say to myself, and I tell my son, I have a 21-year-old, when he started acting a little crazy with me, like, you don't understand. I'm like, listen, I'm doing the best I can. And that's what I had to say about my mom. She did the best that she could with what she had, because her mother died when she was 15, and she was thrust out into the world. Right. And I tell people this, my mother taught me how to be a survivor. So I came into the world kicking, scraping, scratching. Yes. Doing
what you had to do.
Yes. But I really, after a while, I really didn't have to do what I had to do, because God sent me a Boaz who did everything.
Okay. Now, is this the husband?
The ex-husband.
This is the ex-husband. Okay.
Yes.
So now let's get back to the relationship. So you meet the ex from a long time ago. You guys secretly start going out. And did you fall in love with him?
I don't even know if it was love at this point. I think, you know, I say in my book, we lived a bunch of lies. How can love come out of lies? We were built on a foundation of quicksand. Okay. When you build a foundation, it has to be a solid, firm foundation of concrete. We build a foundation on lies, quicksand. So it was only a matter of time before we sank. It took 7 years to sink, but it was only a matter of time, because you can't plant good seed on bad soil. Nothing's going to grow from it.
No, that's true.
So,
but were you trying to build a foundation with him? Because you were married. So how could you be building a foundation with this new
guy? After we got divorced, because I got divorced from my husband, and me and my ex, we lived together on and off for years, because it was always something going on. It was always some cheating going on. Okay. Not from my part.
Oh, so so wait a minute. We gotta, because your story is going like a train. Okay, so now take me to the point where
it was a train wreck.
Where did your husband find out that you were cheating?
Yes,
or
he found out.
Okay, you didn't tell him, he found out.
He found out.
How did he find out?
I had a two-way. Do you know what a two-way is? Because you're young. You're kind of young.
On a telephone?
The two-way. You know the little two-ways that used to be out, the two-way pages where you could text people?
Okay.
Because they had the beepers, and then they had the two-ways.
I remember the two-way too much. I just had a little beeper in my watch.
Okay, well, you're young. Well, these two-ways came out. They were two-way pages where you could text people. And I left out one morning, and I left my two-way in my coat pocket. And it began to vibrate, and I wasn't home. And I was driving. And he called me and said, I think you need to come home.
And what did you feel like at that moment? You were looking for the two-way.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
So,
and did you come home?
Yeah, I came home.
And what was that?
He just was like, you just stop it. Like, it's okay. Whatever went on, we're a family, we're married, we need to work through this.
Wow. So he was like forgiving, and
he forgave me from, I had never even met a person like him before in my life. ever. I don't even know. Listen, when God sends you an angel,
Oh, he was an angel.
He
And
is an
see, And you
angel.
know what? Because so many women, myself included,
He is an angel.
we're praying for, God send me a good man, send me an angel, send me somebody that's going to love me. But a lot of women would look and say, you know what? She had an angel and she didn't appreciate him.
but God's still gonna send me another angel because I've learned I'm not that chick.
I ain't that chick.
I ain't that chick.
Okay, all
no
right.
more.
Okay.
Okay, because I got a lot of times you get blessed too fast. So when things don't come my way now, I don't complain, I don't gripe, I don't moan because I know that I'm not ready for it.
You weren't ready for it.
I wasn't ready.
You weren't ready for your angel.
No.
Okay, so he was ready to forgive you. And did you want to be forgiven and restore your marriage?
I did, but we had gotten to the point where we thought we were in love. And like I tell women all the time, when we get our feelings involved, it's so hard to let go because we are such emotional creatures.
Yes.
Like I love him, and I don't want to hurt.
I don't want it to end, and you try to do whatever you can.
And I didn't want to hurt the other guy, my ex.
The ex-husband.
No.
Oh.
I didn't want to hurt the other guy. Once he found out, we had talked about it, we were already connected and had been seeing each other, and our feelings were involved. And I didn't want anybody to get hurt. But just like women, we
Wait a
don't
minute.
want anybody to get hurt.
You were worried about the boyfriend, not the ex-husband, but you didn't want to hurt his feelings?
No.
That should have been the one to be hurt, right?
It should have been, but
You didn't want to hurt his feelings.
I didn't want to hurt his feelings. I didn't want anybody to get hurt in the equation.
Okay.
But he had a wife too. So it was and they had kids. It was just,
Now, okay, because you do the woman-to-woman show,
Yes.
and I ain't that chick, and I'm very pro-woman, and
Yes.
sticking up for your sister, supporting your sister, as a woman, and you know what it's like to hurt.
yes.
How did you ever think about his wife?
See, I didn't know what it was like to hurt back then because I had never
Okay.
been hurt.
Okay. Well, then let me ask you today.
Oh yeah.
What do you think
I
about
think
her?
about, I've had conversations with her and, tried to talk to her, but she never ever received me. And I understand that now because she don't have to receive me. But I asked, I said, I'm sorry. Because I never did anything intentionally to hurt anybody. It wasn't about her. It wasn't me trying to win him or take him or anything. Some things happened where we thought we were meant to be together. This has to be divine intervention. We started thinking crazy stuff.
Okay.
And he wasn't, I can't really speak for him, so I don't like to speak for people.
Okay, don't speak.
Yeah, I don't want to speak for him, but there just were things going on on his part that he said to me. But like I said, I started the Woman to Woman show because we removed men from the equation. Because if I had just did the right thing, families wouldn't have been affected.
Right.
Generations wouldn't have been affected. My children wouldn't have been affected. That was me. It was my choice. I can't blame him.
Right.
He didn't put a gun to my
No.
head. There were no shackles on my feet. I made a conscious decision to be with somebody else's husband. But I ain't that chick no more.
Thank God.
So, yes, thank God.
Thank
But it was
God.
a learning lesson, and I know that my pain was not in vain and everything that I've been through because he cheated on me.
Okay. And how did that affect your relationship with him? Because you guys were living together at some point, right?
We were living
okay,
together.
you had a baby together.
Yes, he's 6.
And he's 6, and he started cheating on you. How did you find out that he was cheating on you?
The same way we all find out. Phone calls, sneaking out, making up lies. The same way the signs are always there. The red flags are there,
Yeah.
but we just don't want to believe
No,
it.
we don't want to deal with it sometimes.
We don't. But, I had left my husband. So, and I talk about this in my book. Like, at some point, I didn't even want to be in a relationship. But I left my husband for you. You're not going nowhere.
You're going to stay here and make this work.
I took my kids out the house. You gonna be right here.
Right.
Ain't nobody going nowhere from nobody.
Right,
Okay.
right.
You know what?
Right.
We as women, we want to win.
Of course. And how's that going to look? Because I done messed up my family for you
And then-
in this
what?
situation. And now you thinking of leaving me, and I'm going to be here, and people going to look at
He
me
wasn't
and say,
even thinking of leaving me.
Oh,
He just wanted to cheat, and I was thinking, I'm not gonna let go because I can't let nobody know that
this ain't working.
This
This wasn't
ain't-
worth it.
this ain't what?
This wasn't worth it.
what. I can't let the world know that. That's embarrassing to me. So I just hung in there fighting for him and
Still
fighting
cheating.
for
And so when did you get to the moment and said, you know what? I ain't that
June
chick for real.
29th, 2014.
Last year.
Yes.
Okay. Take me to that
I-
moment.
Somebody was texting him, and I had said to him when we got back together, I said, listen, I'm going to give you a clean slate because I can't be going through people's phones and checking for passwords and being the FBI and the CIA and looking under floorboards and checking under pillows and cleaning out cars. I can't do it no more. So I said this time, because we had our son, and I wanted to work because he has 2 daughters. I have 2 sons, 2 older children.
Right.
And I didn't want my son, my youngest. I said, let's try to make this work so he can have a 2-parent home because I'm big on that.
Right.
After everything that happened between us. So I said, okay, he begged me come back. It's not going to be this. I said, okay, I'm going to give you a clean slate. We're going to start all over again. We're going to make this work. I said, but I did say to myself, and this is what I tell women, we have to have non-negotiables in order to protect our boundaries.
Yes.
So I said to him,
point.
and I said to myself, if I see one red flag, this time I'm out for good. And I meant that for myself.
Now,
once.
did you believe, you know what, I can trust him this time? Or did something in your gut tell you, like, you know what, even if I do come back, he's going to cheat again?
I didn't think either way. I just said, I'm going to come back in here with my eyes open, with a clean slate, and I'm not going to worry. And because I have a personal relationship with God now.
Okay.
So anything that happens, God's going to reveal, let me know. And I could just live my life. So I just lived my life till the day came when something did happen. And it's not what you think. But in my gut, I said, I'm never going to do that again. If this is the way that I feel, and if I'm wrong, let me be wrong. But yes, today is the last day that I put up with that. So I'm going to go somewhere and find myself. And that's exactly what I did. I needed to go find me because it had nothing to do with him.
Right.
And his cheating on me had nothing to do with me because he got to go find all those women he cheated with. It has. I'm trying. Why her? Is her hair better than mine? Does she have a better job than me? Does she got a bigger booty than me? Is she smarter than me? It has nothing to do with me. It had nothing. So I had to go back to myself and say, it has nothing to do with you, Trey.
Exactly.
Now you need to go find yourself to figure out why in the world you would think it's okay, 1, to cheat on your husband. Okay, 2, to be with somebody else's husband. Okay, 3, to allow this person to cheat on you constantly. What is it about you? And that's how I wrote my book, Is Healing Time, because I had to sit and analyze myself.
And answer those questions.
To myself.
And what did you say? What did you tell yourself? What was it about you that allowed yourself to go through that at that time?
It was learned behaviors. I lived in the house with a mother. They fought. Like, I'm telling you, my mother had broken ribs, broken arm, black eyes. I'm talking about fighting. And my stepfather was a police officer. I'm talking about real time. But they stayed there.
Together. Okay.
That was like, for me, that was okay. They working it out.
Go through stuff, but you stay.
You know what I'm saying? It was normal.
It was normal. Okay.
So I had to figure out a new normal. I had to look in the Bible. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not boast. It does not hold on to the past.
Exactly.
I had to find out
when it's been done wrong.
And we have to definitely be equally yoked now, because I need the man that I'm with to know that my definition of love is in the Bible. What's yours?
Yes.
Because his definition of love might not be the same.
No, and you got to have that dialogue.
Yes.
Before you start falling in love and saying I do, you got to have some conversations.
Yes.
And stuff.
Like, what's your definition of love? Like.
So now, how did it affect your kids and your relationship with them?
Well, it was a lot of moments of, we had to rebond after I finally collected myself, because I had to teach my boys that, like I tell women, if you have a daughter between the ages of 25 and 2, I'm raising your daughter's husband.
Okay.
So I had to get myself together so that my sons could be the man that I wanted.
And respect you also. Did you feel like maybe they lost some respect?
Oh, they did. My oldest son told me when I interviewed him, because we did an interview on my show, and I asked him, I said, out of everything you saw me do with me and your father, how did that make you feel about women? And he said, Mommy, I don't mean this now because I love you and you're doing such a great job with everything you're doing. I said, just say what you need to say.
Right.
He said, it didn't make me feel any way about women. It made me not want a woman like you.
Wow. And how did that make you feel?
It made me feel that I needed to help other women to understand that they're going to be sitting there looking at their 20-year-old daughter or son, and she might, if you out twerking with somebody else's man or you a side chick, your daughter's going to do the same thing. She's either going to hate you or love it and be the same thing. They go 2 different extremes. They either hate you or they become you. So either way, it's not good. So my 15-year-old, he really didn't know too much. But my 21-year-old, I said, well, did you know stuff was going on? He said, I knew that since I was 9. So he's 21 now. We had this conversation, I think, last year when he was going on 20, that you carried all of this around from the time you were 9 years old.
And imagine what that
I'm
felt
so
like.
sorry.
Oh, wow.
He just was so distant from me for the last 7 years. He was very distant. He was in the house, but he was very distant. He never ever received my ex Never. He never, because his loyalty was with his dad, and he knew how things went. And they've never been around another man because it was only this one person.
Okay.
But they would have probably received another person who had not interrupted their life.
Their life and destroy, and that's what affairs and things do.
Yes.
They disrupt and they break and they
Yes.
destroy, and there's so much collateral damage.
It
It's
is.
just not you getting your heart broken; it's the kids.
The woman's mother, who,
Yes.
the grandmother, the grandchildren who should have both parents.
Yes.
If only I had controlled myself. Like I said, I don't blame him because that's not my place, and he can take
Right.
his own accountability.
Right. That's right.
As a woman, had I respected another woman's relationship, none of us will be sitting here having this conversation. As a woman,
As
if
a
we
woman.
just honor God and respect each other's relationships, I don't care what he said. Well, she's doing this or she's doing that or it's not working. Okay, when you finish and it's not working and you have dissolved the relationship and y'all are no longer together and you're single, give me a call.
Exactly.
So if I had just
respected another woman, because a lot of women will say, well, if he was
He's the
he was
married
really
one.
hers, if he was really hers,
Hers.
then I could never take him.
no,
But
that's girl.
It's just there's no respect, and if we could just respect
each other,
each other and each other's property, because your family, that's your property.
Yes.
Your husband, that's your property. You stand
Yes.
before God, that's your property.
Yes,
That's off limits.
It is.
That's off limits.
It is.
That's off
and
limits.
I tell women all the time, stop saying that he's the one that's married and you're the one that's a homewrecker. And I'm not judging you because I used to be you,
Right.
but I'm just telling you the truth.
Right.
That you're the one that's a homewrecker. You have a stake in this. You're accountable for your part in it. So stop saying if she was doing what she could do at home, he wouldn't be able to be taken. If he the one that's
Yeah.
married. No, you're the one that's disturbing somebody's home. You're the one that's disturbing a child's destiny.
Yes.
You're the one that's changing a little girl's mind on what it looks like
Yes.
to be a mother
Yes.
or a woman. You're the one sending a kid home to their mother who's crying because broken and hurt. Yes.
And you reap what you sow.
Yes, girl.
You sow those seeds, you reap it.
You reap it. It's
reap
coming. Yeah.
It's coming back because your relationship broke
Yeah,
up.
it
Now, so
doesn't
what
even
is your
exist.
relationship with him today?
The
one that
my 6-year-old's father?
Yes.
There's no relationship.
No relationship.
Nothing. Like, I don't hear from him because I'm the type of mother, this is what's important to me. My children are important to me. It's an open door policy here.
Okay.
You can come get your kids whenever you want to. We didn't go half on the baby. We went whole on the baby.
That's right.
100. My door is open to you. If you call me today and say, oh, are you doing anything? And I say, no, I want to come get them. Oh, feel free to come get them. If the boys call their father, they know they can go. But he chooses.
Does he's not involved
No.
with his son? Do you know, is it known that your son has autism?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to throw this out there.
Go ahead.
And do you ever think, or has anyone ever approached you with maybe, not payback, but maybe this is kind of the reaping that your son has autism? And does anyone ever?
No, somebody asked me that before in an interview. And let me tell you this about me. My son's journey is his journey. He doesn't get punished for what I do. So God doesn't, first of all, God is not a punishing God. There's consequences to my action. Jermaine had no actions to get consequences for, so this is just part of his journey. Autism is part of his journey. One day he'll talk to kids all over the world about this is what you can do to better live your life. Just like adultery was part of my journey, because I'm here to pour into women and help women learn and grow from the devastating effects of adultery and infidelity. So I never ever think my baby is a punishment for what me and his father did. He came out the way he's supposed to come out. God don't make no mistakes. And I pray for my son, and I say all the time, Lord, deliver him. Let his words come to his mouth. Let his mind be unscrambled, because we know that you are not the author of confusion.
Amen.
So
Amen.
he's fine.
Amen.
No punishment. And people say, you mind if I ask you this, or do you think?
Because people want to, it's people want to know, and people, and I definitely, have to ask.
Yes.
But now I believe all of this that you've gone through has given you a grace
Yes.
for women.
Yes.
And a grace you relate to them, where somebody that's been in a perfect marriage maybe can't really talk to them
Yes.
about infidelity. Now, your ex-husband, what's your relationship like with him?
We are very good friends.
Very good
He taught me the true meaning of forgiveness. When we had a conversation a long time ago, when I couldn't forgive myself, he allowed me to go to grow. And I learned that from him. Sometimes you got to let a person
That's
go
what it
to
was.
let them grow. And he said to me a long time ago, Trey, I forgave you the day you walked out the door. I know who you are. He said, I know who you are. You are a great person. You are a great mother. You just made some bad decisions, and it's okay. But I love you. And
That's love.
that girl,
That's love. That's the love of God. That's how God loves us.
girl, he got me through it last year. Let me just say that.
I like the smile. I like the smile. So
He got me through it. I went home.
you went home.
Yes.
What's home? Where's home? What's
Home is his house.
It's his house.
He allowed
It's
me
him.
to. He allowed me to come home. He allowed me to come to his house because I didn't have anywhere else to go because I lived with my ex. So I didn't have anywhere to go, and at the end it was very, very loud, screaming, yelling, and I called him and I said, I need you to come get Bryce, who's my 15-year-old son. And he heard him in the background yelling. He's like, what's going on? I was like, I can't talk right now. He was like, you sound, because he knows me. I was like, everything's okay. He's like, no, it's not. I said, I just need you to meet me at the mall to come and get Bryce. So when I got there, I was just flustered because it was yelling. He was dragging my clothes down the stairs. It was just crazy. You know, when people are caught,
Yeah.
they just go the whole other direction. And I didn't want that. I said, can you just stop because the kids are I don't care who's in the house. So I'm like, can you just come get Bryce? So I met him at the mall. And I was just...
But he was always there throughout all of it?
Through all of it. I was just really done. And I was just physically and mentally tired. And he was just like, what are you going to do? And I said, I don't know. I said, I'm just going to go to a hotel tonight for the next 2 days and try to figure something out because I don't have family here. My family's in California. So he said, just come to my house. And I said, I don't want to disturb your life. He's like, listen, you my family. Just come to my house. But I said, I don't want to disturb your life because I didn't know his situation or anything, any of that. But he said, you're my family. When we got to the house, he said, I just want you to sit down and stop. It's been 10 years. You had enough, Trey. I want you to go sit by the pool. And I just want you to take some time with God. And I just want you to get yourself together. Don't worry about nothing. And I swear to you, I didn't have to worry about from cooking to cleaning to taking care of my babies. I threw my 6-year-old in the pool who's not his son, who's from the man that I left him for, his namesake. Wow. So it was kind of hard for me because I'm like, do I call him his name? Or he's like, listen, that's a baby. So,
innocent.
Yes, I was like, okay. He was just like, just get yourself together. And that just showed me the true
Trey,
meaning of forgiveness. Do you understand?
Forgiveness.
He allowed me to forgive the man who cheated on me over and over again because of the grace and the forgiveness that he gave me. How can I not forgive somebody when the person who I did the worst damage, horrible thing to could look me in my eye and truly forgive me and not hold it over my head when he could? He has been there, and he could have been like, I'm not giving you nothing. I'm not doing nothing with you.
Calling you all type of names and stuff. Get out, kicking you while you down.
Girl.
But he chose to love you.
And lift me up.
Lift you up. Let me ask you this. Would you marry him again?
In a heartbeat.
Because now you're ready.
Yes.
You've grown up.
Yes.
And you can appreciate an angel.
Yes. Yes, I can. I really can. And I would.
I like the smile. I like the, y'all see that? Y'all see her smile? Let me ask you one more thing.
Okay.
Was it, your journey, was it worth it?
It was so worth it.
Why?
Because when I started the Woman to Woman show, when I wrote my book, I was kind of anxious. You know, Lord says, don't be anxious for anything, just ask me. And I was just like, what if this doesn't help anybody? And the Holy Spirit said to me, Trey, if you help one woman, you have done what I called you to do. And I've helped countless women. I get emails and phone calls, and it just lets me know that my pain was not in vain. You went down this journey, and I say this to people all the time. Whatever your thing is that you had to go through, whether it be cancer, whether it be bulimic, whether it be diabetes, whether you were, whatever, whatever your thing is, whether it be HIV, because Maria Davis always speaks on HIV, you have to have her on your show. But she tells her story of how God gives you exactly what your mission is, and he lets you go through the wilderness and lets you make choices, good, bad. He never leaves you.
Never leaves you. But it kind of transforms into your ministry.
Yes.
And this is your ministry. And ministry is not just behind a pulpit.
No.
But this is your ministry. And if you save one family, oh my God, the rippling effects.
Girl, yes.
The ripple effects.
And I tell side chicks, break chicks, thoughts. This is what they call us. Side chicks, break chicks, thoughts, jump offs. I tell them all the time, if you just stop today, because I don't say we're game changers. I say women, we world changers.
Yes.
And I tell the side chicks and all that, if you stop today, you're going to change a whole family. You're going to change the world.
Destiny, yes.
By just saying, don't come back to my house.
Exactly.
Go to your wife.
Exactly.
I am so sorry that I disrupted y'all or interrupted y'all. I don't want to do that to you, your kids, your wife. Don't come back here no more. You have changed the world. This is all I'm trying to get women to understand, that
Change the world.
you could change the world by simply honor God and respecting each other's relationships.
Thank you so much, Trey Kearney, for speaking with me.
Oh,
I have
thank you.
enjoyed this conversation. Let's say goodbye to our audience.
Bye. Bye. Thank you, guys.
Want to find out more about I Ain't That Chick? Visit our website at www.iaintthatchick.com.